reason being is because we got two things going on here. You got to pay attention to, you want to pay attention to not only the area of demand, but as well as the volume profile. I always say buy the low, sell the highs. When I'm talking about that, guys, I'm talking about not so much what price is lined up on the chart, but more so what price is lined up with in consideration to the volume profile. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Future Trading with Mike, and today is the 28th of January. I am trading and looking at the market very late today. Had a few things I had to do this morning, an appointment this morning as well. But anyways, so I'm looking at the market now, not knowing, if I'll be able to get into any trades because we're getting closer to pretty much lunchtime here. But hey, I want to start by saying thank you for all those who have subbed to the channel, subscribed, and been dropping likes on the videos. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. This is your first time watching one of the videos, guys. This is basically my live recorded session. I have plenty of videos on the channel where I have recorded my sessions, and you can follow them and watch them, and you can see me take live trades, and watch basically learn my strategy pretty much. Learn how I trade the future markets. Now that's all I trade. I trade only the future markets, but you can use the same strategy to trade any particular market. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if it's forex, stocks, options, whatever it is you actually trade. But definitely works with trading any particular future market, guys. Okay, so if it's your first time watching one of the videos, guys, go back and watch some of the prior videos as well, and you can see me taking live trades on each and every day. I post 5 days a week almost, so I drop videos every single day. So go ahead and sub to the channel, join the team, subscribe to the channel, and if you like the content, please drop me a like. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the video for today. And let's see here. We're going to start by looking at the 1 hour chart to kind of see what we have done from yesterday, the prior day. And right now we can see we're moving sideways. So basically how you want to look at this is that you can see on the 1 hour market swinging to the downside, making lower lows and lower highs. Okay, and then we bounced, like I said yesterday, off the 23rd of January at 42.12, and just been moving sideways since. We haven't taken out this high here, so we haven't made any highs or any lows. Just moving sideways. Can you still trade this? Yes, you can if you know how to trade correctly. And the strategy that I use every single day, guys, you can use the same strategy, which I think a lot of you guys are kind of catching on and understanding, and because I'm getting plenty of messages. And if you're new to or newbie to trading as a beginner, which a lot of you have emailed and say, hey, I'm starting out. Just starting out, I'm learning how to trade. Your video content has really helped me along. I appreciate that, guys, because it's not hard to do. You just learn a strategy and keep to the trading plan each and every single day. But first and foremost, you must understand the market, the fundamentals. And I'm a technical analysis trader, so you have to understand the fundamentals, and then start understanding the technical side of things, of understanding price patterns, and looking for chart setups and things like that. And that's what I do, is I look at the chart setups based on price action patterns. Okay, so 1 hour we're moving sideways. Okay, we're gonna switch over and look at the 12 range, and this is the chart I use to start basically marking levels from. So I'm just with this one particular strategy, guys, that I use day in and day out. One particular strategy, this is would change. It would change, how you look at trading as a whole. If you've been losing in the past, using someone else's strategy, or some guru, so-called guru out there that may have tried to teach you something and charge you X amount of dollars. So say price is bouncing right here, see it? It's in the middle of the top volume here. So if you've been doing that, guys, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but be careful about dumping lots of money into some type of educational or teaching plan that so many people out here have, to where they're just trying to make money off of things and may not even be trading themselves. So I do this each and every day with the hopes of maybe just helping someone. I don't charge anything, even though some people have asked me. I get the question, will you have a live stream like a Discord or something like that? I'm thinking about doing that maybe in the future, but right now it's hard enough for me to record these videos and kind of be mindful at the same time and focused on trying to trade as well. Because basically, you guys see me take my entries. I mean, you could basically trade off of my entries, and if you were one that didn't even maybe try to trade and say, hey, I just don't get it, and then if you trade just copied me, every time I entered the market and it entered, of course you're going to make money because the strategy I use is it works. I mean, you know, different people call it different things. I just like to call it pullback trading. That's basically what it is. I just look for price to break structure, pull back to structure, and pull back to area support and resistance, and I look for the rejection. So to me, I just call it pullback trading. Um, so price pulling back to those areas of support and resistance where price may have been breaking structure to the upside, looking for the swing to pull back to a price, that swing that took out that structure to the upside. And but I also use the volume profile. Now, I particularly don't really use the cumulative delta. I threw it on here a couple of days ago, and I think there have been several people who have emailed me and they like the cumulative delta. It is a pretty good indicator, but one thing I said this before: indicators are they do lag behind price, so you got to be mindful of that. Cumulative delta just relatively it it kind of gauges the overall buying and selling strength of the market. Okay, so we're going to more, and what I'm gonna do every day is going forward, pretty much, unless I have some other particular topic to talk about. You'll see me trading my same strategy day in and day out, and that's just trying to show people how to use the pullback strategy. Okay, this if you learn this one particular strategy, guys, it's an eye opener. It will be an eye opener to your whole trading um, venture, and you can use it as incorporate it into your own trading plan. Okay, so we'll go ahead and take a look at the market here and kind of get an idea of what's going on. Um, Now, even though the market is moving sideways somewhat on the 1 hour chart, we'll take a look at that again. Um, Okay, price is bouncing right here. So price did break structure right here in the 1 hour. So it pushed up, pulled back, swung to the upside. So by it breaking structure to the upside at this point here on the 26th, we would have said, okay, we could be looking for entries on pullbacks pretty much. We're looking for entries on the 12 range, marking our levels on the 12 range, looking for um, particular trade zones or trade areas to go long. But then price broke down to the downside on 27. It broke this low right here. So it pushed up, pulled back, pushed higher, came back down, sold off, broke this low here. So it broke structure pretty much, but it didn't break this low right here so far. So that's why it's just moving sideways, because at this point, we have this leg here on the 1 hour chart here where price pushed up, made a high here, has not taken this high out, but it also hasn't taken this low out. So we're moving sideways. Now, in an opportunity or a situation like this, you can trade pretty much either way, buying or selling. So you just have to be mindful that on the 1 hour we are in a, you can say pretty much we're in a wedge, to be honest with you. Even though we're moving sideways, we are also in a wedge because you can see price wedging right here as well. So let's do this, okay? All right, you see that? Just wedging. So all in all, moving sideways, okay, on the 1 hour, which is the higher time frame. Now we can gear over and look at the 12 range, which you guys that been following the channel already know. This is the chart that I primarily use, that I do use. I spend 90% of my time looking at this chart here, if not more, because it is the chart that I use in trading the ES, which is the Emini S&P 500, to mark my levels with, okay? And right now I don't have any, where are my, guys, give me 1 second. I need to move some lines down to the areas where I can have some markers to mark certain areas. Now I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get any trades because of the time frame what we're looking at right now. We're two hours past the opening of the market opening, and I probably missed a lot of good moves, which I can tell already. So if you can't get into any entries, then I just go back and kind of recap, and we can look at some areas of where we could have used a strategy based on pullbacks. Okay, yes, things could be in hindsight after the fact, but we could still, in retrospect, look back and see where we could have taken possible trades. And those have been following the channel long enough, I get entries all the time. They say, well, how are you so precise with your entries? How how do you go about marking levels and know what price may come back to? Most people can identify the swings or the zones, but they have a hard time determining if that is the right zone or right support resistance area to be pretty much stalking as an area of support resistance. So we'll look at that as well. But because basically just in this topic of this video right here, I'm just wanted to kind of be covering like, this one particular strategy, just one strategy that I use, which is pull back, basically just pull back trading, waiting for price to pull back to certain areas where, those particular level had broke to the upside, say for instance, break instruction and pulling back to a level. And I wait patiently to see if it's going to react. If it reacts, then boom, I'm in the trade. Okay. So just basically how this one strategy can completely change the whole way you look at trading in a nutshell. Okay, all right. So let's see here, guys. Okay, we're gonna take a look here and see what the market is trying to do here. Okay, price is balancing in this area right here. I'm gonna blow this up for you guys and explain it to you. Let's see here. Price pushed up, pull back. Okay, then we. Okay, let's see here. Guys, bear with me. I'm taking a look at something here. Okay. So let me talk about this area here, just for using an example. I missed this opportunity because I'm just start looking at the market and I was talking. All right, so price, give an example of the pullback strategy and how this actually works. I talk about this over and over and over, but there could be plenty of you guys that are new to the channel as well watching this. So basically, as price pushed up here, pulled up here, pulled back. What did it do on the way back up? It broke structure, broke resistance, right? Pulls back, it sells off, right? I mean, not sells off, but it breaks lower, coming back, breaking the structure here, right? So it pushed up. Okay, now we got a high here. Pulls back. This area right here, this is resistance. Okay, so as price pushes higher, okay, all right, and then starts taking areas out right here to the upside. Okay, um, when it pushed up here, pull back, and then push higher. All right, we got to look for an area to where price can pull back to. Now if you couple that with the high volume area right here, okay, you got to look for an area. Here's the swing now. Here's the swing when price broke structure at. Okay, price broke structure on the way to the upside, broke the structure right here. When price pulls back, okay, all right, when price pulls back, it could bounce right here. Definitely so. But if you take a trade at the moment price pushes higher and pulls back to this area right here, guys, all that is price is setting itself up for an area pretty much of liquidity in a sense. Because at some point price is going to come back and come back to this area right here, and it does. It pushes a little higher, and boom, it comes back and takes that area out. Why did it take that area out? Because there's money sitting there that the institutions are going to want to collect. Okay, so basically what you want to do is look for an area within the swing, deeper within the swing. Okay, so price comes when it pulls back to an area of demand. Okay, so let me erase these arrows off of here so we can take a bigger, I guess a better look, not a bigger look, but a better look at um, the pullback. Okay, so when price pulls back within the swing here, okay, this was the swing when price pushed up and broke structure, pulls back. Okay, it pulls back. We're looking for an area within the swing where there was, buying coming out of the swing. We're pretty much where the price pushed up and pulled back here and started swinging back to the upside, taking out resistance here. You want to look for an area where price pulls back and tucks back into the swing because that's most of the area of demand. Okay, you don't want to be looking at price pulling right back to an area of, say here in this case, support. Price breaks resistance, it pushes up, pulls back, it's pulling right back to support, which was resistance, and all price is doing there is support resistance. It's just an area to where liquidity is setting, where the market is setting itself up to where liquidity is going to rest at. And that's what happened. It pushed up, pulled back, it bounced right at support, which was resistance, pulls a little higher, and then it comes lower, break structure right here, which was liquidity. And the institutions they grab that money and then they just pull the market a little lower before they push it higher, okay, before it bounces. Here's the area pretty much right here. This is the area that I would be looking for an opportunity at because it is within the lower extremity or area of the swing. Okay, so I draw it right here. Let's see, price pushes up. Yeah, right here. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Yeah, right here. This would be the area right here. Okay, and the reason being is because we got two things going on here. You got to pay attention to you want to pay attention to not only the area demand, but as well as the volume profile. Always say buy the low, sell the highs. When I'm talking about that, guys, I'm talking about not so much what price is lined up at on the chart, but more so what price is lined up with in consideration to the volume profile. When price pulls back, is it at the lower end or the higher end of the volume profile? It's at the lower end. And it's tucked within this swing when price pulls back to the lower end, okay? Right here. Okay, this is demand. This is when I speak of demand. Demand is an area where price is making a forming structure, pulling back, and then lots of buying comes out of that area back to the upside, breaking structure, meaning breaking resistance. Okay, so if price was moving to the downside, then it'd be a different situation. Price would be doing something like, oops, price would be moving to the downside. Let's see, where is my looking more so like something like this, pulling back, breaking structure to the downside, and then pulling back to structure. So meaning push down, forming support, pulls back, pushes lower, breaks support, pulls back to support. Okay, and the moment price pushes back on a pullback to support, what do you think is happening right there? Which is now resistance, okay? Which is now resistance support, which was support is now resistance on the pullback, okay? What do you think is going on there? Well, liquidity is being formed right there. There's liquidity right here. All right. And all price could do is do something more like this. They could do this and then push higher. So I look for the opportunity tucked back within the swing because this is an area of demand. I mean, excuse me, supply here. This is the area where price push down, pull back. This more selling took place. Yes, selling took place here, but even more on the pullback, there was more selling that took place. So boom, it pushes lower. I'm looking for the area where the greatest amount of selling took place, and it's going to be in this area right here. Okay, and when price pulls back within that area, I got a that's a higher probability for me to get into that trade on the short side. Okay, not right here where price pulls right back to resistance. Okay, because I know the moment price pulls back, it's forming liquidity. It's setting itself up for liquidity here, which the institutions, they're not going to let money sit right there. They're going to stop traders out by bouncing here, pushing the market a little lower, and then pushing it back higher, stopping traders out. Okay? And that's what they're doing. Okay? So, and also think of this. When the institutions want to sell, do they want to sell at the most highest price point or the lowest? They want to sell. They want to get back into the market or start taking off positions when the market retraces back to the highest price point. Okay, all right, and it works in reverse when you're going long. Do you want to buy when prices? Do you want to buy at a lower price point or a higher price point? You want to buy at a lower price point, guys. So a little thinking has to go into place, into play when you're talking about trading. You gotta really use your mind. You gotta think. It's pure economics. I mean, it's supply and demand. You gotta think of the same thing. What goes on? Do you want to buy at a low price? Do you want to sell it? Do you want to buy at a high price? You want to sell at a high price? You want to buy at a low price? Those type of things. When you got something to sell, what do you want to do? You want to sell when the price is high, right? When you got something to buy, do you want to buy something when it's at a low price or a high price? You want to buy when it's low. So you want to get in when the big players are getting in and buying it low. It makes sense. Just you're riding a curtail or the coattail. So when price pushes up here, it pulls back, pushes higher, it pulls back. Do I want to buy right here? No. Price is at its highest. Is at a higher price point. Price is at 43.63 right here, and it's at a major high volume node. Okay. I want to buy when price is at a lower price point. Here, it's 45.33. 43.55. That's 5 point difference there. I want to buy when it's lower. Get on the ride to the downside. Back to the upside. Price pushed up, pull back, push higher, pull back into the swing. I get in with the institutions at a lower price point, and what do? They drive the market back up. So, if you were one of those traders that got into the move where price broke structure when it pushed up here and pulled right back, look what I'm talking about. I just talked about this. Price pulls back right back to support. And what happens? Most people get in right here. There's liquidity there. The market's setting itself up with liquidity right there. And what happens? Institutions push price a little higher to make you think you got in on a good move, right? And the moment they do that, they snatch it right back. You get stopped out. because most people, they'll hold the trade till it gets back here, and then the institutions break it lower, stop you out, collect your money, get into a low position, they get into a low position, a lower price level, then they push the market higher and they make their money. Simple as that. Okay, so you got to understand the whole fundamental side of trading. That's the big thing. You know, this is the spinning wheel of how money moves the market and how the game is played. And if you think like the big players that are driving the market, that are injecting those hundreds of millions of dollars on a daily basis into the market, we don't push and pull the market. I keep saying this, guys, as retail traders. Regardless of how much money you have, you're never going to have as much money as them unless you're some wealthy billionaire or someone that's got lots of capital to where you just saying you're not just rich, but you're wealthy. There's a difference in class there, being rich and being wealthy. Okay, so okay, so yes, I have not been able to take a trade yet because believe more so today, I probably won't be trading today because I've missed opportunities in looking at the market. But that's fine. I mean, if I do nothing more but having give away a free instructional class here, that's fine. At least I know I'm helping somebody. So okay, so the market's pushed up, right? All right, so I don't know where we stand at right now, but I'm going to mark this area. Let's just take this red line here, bring it to the upside right here. And price is at now, and we'll look back. You always want to look left to see what your okay. So price is right here. Oh, is that right? No, sorry, price is right here. All right, so we're bouncing off a high volume area right here. You can see it right here. There is a major swing to the downside right here. Price pushing down, pulling back, and then boom, breaking to the downside with lots of structure in between. So price is at a area where it could actually bounce at, guys. So be mindful of this. Let's take a look. Okay, I believe so. It could push higher. Definitely can push higher here because look at the high volume area in this area right here. We're at the lower end of the high volume area. I say when you want to sell, you want to sell from the upper end of a high volume area, not the lower end. So, okay, so let's just take a look and see what price is trying to do here. It is trying to still break to the upside. Okay, it's projecting right here. Oops, sorry about that. I'm just trying to see what the market is doing here. Where we at? Yeah. Okay, I'm short. I'm going short here. Okay, price can bounce in this area, so let me be careful here. Come on. There's a little high volume node right here. Let's go ahead. Come on. Let me scalp here. There's a little high volume node right here, so be careful. Let's see. There we go. Okay, got filled. Took a little short rejection at the tops here. See price rotating right here. There's a high volume node here, so price can bounce here, but we can push lower. We can come down and possibly test 66 area. So took a bounce there, or trade off of rejection right here at the 43.75 price area. Okay, so that's right here. Let's see price. So far rejecting this area here, but it's kind of in a low volume area. Based on looking at, let's see, this is the 27th. This was the 27th trading session here. But we can push higher because we are at the lower end of the top volume area, so price can break higher. All right, so be mindful of that. All right, guys, we're getting a little rejection in this area right here, but even if price kind of bounced in this area here, it would be a very short-lived entry, possibly just down to maybe 71.5, but it's going to have to break 74 to the downside, and that's just not enough area to be looking for an opportunity to trade from. So let's look for areas where price is higher above the high volume area. Like I said, if we want to take a trade selling wise above the high volume area, okay? Sell the highs, buy the lows, okay? So price pulls back to, let's see, this area right here, around somewhere between 85 and 87. Um, keep my eye on that area there, okay? Because that could potentially be an area where price could possibly bounce at. Okay, right now we're in the middle of this high volume area, and just not a good area for me to be trading from. Okay, all right, and price does just that. See that rejection? It breaks 74, and then it's coming out here now. I'm not sure if it's going to break this area or not. I need to see what this purple line is. Yeah, it's going to have to break 69. If it wants to break it, probably possibly push lower, but I'm not sure if it's going to do that or not. Okay, and if it breaks it, then all it's going to do is, let's see, it can come down to this area right here at 66 or 67, and maybe a little lower. So I'm not sure. Let's see what happens here. Price could bounce here and push back higher. Be careful. Short. What I tell you? Boom, taking a trade right down to 66. Okay, quick entry. All right, so price rejected that area I talked about. This area right here. This was rejection right here, and you could have taken a short here. Once price broke below 74, but that short would have been kind of short played because price power may have bounced there, but it actually pushed right through that area there. See, it's bouncing at 66, so that's support right here. Okay, this is an area of support at 66, so be careful in that area there. And here's what I was talking about. This could just be an area price is pulling right back down to this area. Okay, this is support. So price pushes up, pulls back, break structure right here, pulls back to support now. So what's it going to do? Is it going to bounce and push back higher, or is it going to fake traders out on the pullback and then push lower and test this area down here? If I was to go long, I'm not saying you can't go long off this bounce right here, but that entry could be very short lived. So be mindful. And sometimes price will do that. It come right back down to support and then take off to the upside. So I would like to possibly see more so an entry down to this area right here. Now price can push up and push higher. I'm not saying it can't, because it is bouncing right off of support. And I'm gonna go along just to this area right here. I'm gonna scalp for a few ticks. Price is pulling back. Broke this area, so let's see what happens here. Pulls back, it tests support, right? Gotta be careful here because price could actually push lower and come down and test this high volume node now. Because the price likes to move from a high volume area through a low volume area back down to a high volume area, or reverse, if you're going from the lower side back to the upside. So price could break this area here and push back down and hit this area of demand right here and then bounce and then push higher. So keep in mind that the institutions, they have a they have a plan on how they trade. I'm scalping just for a few ticks here. Price is projecting and bouncing in this area so far. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, there it goes. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm gonna blow this up a little bit so we can see. 72. Okay. Come on. Close above so I can get filled. There we go. Okay, got filled. I took the trade, the bouncing off support right here. Okay. That was resistance. When price pushed up here, it pulled back, broke higher, broke structure, was resistance, pulls back to support. Okay. This is just pullback trading. That's all I'm doing. Oops, sorry, not rectangle. I want to use the arrow. Okay. All right, guys, forget that noise in the background. Sounds like somebody's riding an ATV or something, a motorcycle. All right, and then price pulls, boom. See, price pushes up. You have resistance here, makes a high, pulls back, forms a swing to the upside, pulls right back to support. Okay, and this support area here, is playing off of the value area high. If you use that, I don't really trade that, but some people trade based off of kind of static levels in a sense. Or even dynamic levels, but this is value area high, that brown line you see there. I don't trade off of it. It is on my chart here. But anyways, price pulls back to area of support, bounces off of it. It's going to test this area right here, then it could possibly keep pulling higher. We'll see. So if it does that, then all we did was make structure or make more structure to the upside. Price pulls up, pulls back, pushes higher, breaks resistance, and makes a new swing or a new area of structure to the upside. Okay. So this is just a pullback trade to resistance. I mean support, excuse me. And sometimes price will do this. It'll push up. And I said a little earlier, be mindful about the um, movements of price pulling right back on a pullback to the area, right at support or resistance, because in a sense that could be normally that's just liquidity. Like this little when price pulled back, that's a low. Okay, it's testing that area of support. Now the market could have pushed up and then boom, pushed lower, and institutions taking out that area there, which is liquidity, stopping traders out, pulling back down here, hitting the area of demand where lots of buying took place to the upside, and then push the market back higher. That's how it's just a technique, a strategy they use. Okay, and you got to be able to move like them. In this case here, it looks like price may be trying to push higher, so we'll see. And be mindful of that. We are at 12:20 right now, so I am trading the. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Uh, let's see. Yeah, so price could come back to this area right here, bounce. Watch, show you. I'll go along real quick. Boom, that quick. See, bounce right back in this area here. See how quick I did that? So I'm gonna pull back to this area right here. Okay, all right, and then I knew that price would probably bounce right back. Pull when it pulled back right here on a pullback entry, it'll bounce right here. Probably come back to this area right here. At least this little high volume node, possibly at 75. Okay, before maybe wanting to either to move lower. Let's see what happens here. If price is going to push lower, push higher. Right now it's moving sideways now. Okay. And today is the 28th. So I'm just going to look at the trade performance in the meantime. Okay, 35 ticks right now. Okay. And I'm scalping, guys. That's all I do. I scalp. I'm not a swing or day trader. I mean, excuse me, I'm not a swing or position trader. I day trade, scalping only. So by the looks of it, it looks like price wants to push lower, right? All right, let's see what happens. Is it going to break this area? Here's a low right here. Or is it going to bounce right here, fake out, and then push higher and come and test this area right here? We shall see. We shall see. To me, it looks like it wants to push lower. Let's see. It could wick out right here and push higher. Meaning it could wick out, not make another lower low, meaning a low right here, and then push lower. I mean, push higher. Let's see. Uh, Short. Come on. 62. Just gonna scalp real quick. Boom, that quick. See that? A new price. I mentioned this just a little short while ago, okay? This is this okay, so we'll see if price comes to this area here. Watch what happens if price comes down to 43.60 and hits this area right here. Take a look. Yeah, around 43.60. Okay, we'll see what happens. I don't think it's done yet. I think it's going to come down there. We're in a low volume area as well. Um, so what I mentioned was price when pushed up here, it pulled back and pushed higher. Okay, it just makes sense for price to come back and test structure, right? Test support, which is structure. Okay, so it made a low. All right. Yes, you can take trades if you see clear rejection from this area here and take a long. But I'm telling you right now, the best opportunity is to take when price is tucked back into the area of within the swing, the lower portion of the swing, so pretty much. Price pushes up, it pulls back. When it pulls back, more buy-in. This is where most of your buy-in is coming out of right here in the lower portion of the swing back to the upside. Okay, so on the pullback here, right to support and resistance, when you take trades right back at support and resistance, price is setting itself up for pretty much where it's going to put a bag of money in the market, setting itself up where it's putting liquidity up. And the institutions are setting this up. It's a chess game. It's a chess move they use. See price coming down there? It's a chess move they use. Price pulls back. Boom. All right. They're setting you up. Pushes higher. Okay. Didn't break, take out the high. So at that point there, this could be a short opportunity. But when they reject this area right here, guys, which is resistance right here, they are going to move the market lower, take this area here out, and stop traders out. Okay? Because they want to get in at the lower end of the price. They want to get in where it's low at. Okay? That's how they play off of. All right. Didn't I say that was going to happen? Watch me go long. Now I can take a little heat right here, but I can guarantee you price is going to come up here and test at least around the 43.63 area. Okay? All right. Watch what I'm talking about. I already told you the price is going to come down and test this area, didn't I? Now, watch it come up here and test. Come up here. Okay, taking a little heat on. Nothing wrong with that. 62. Okay. Let's see. Guys, this will be my last trade today. Sorry about the background noise. Come on. Price have to stay. There it is. Boom, boom. Just like that. Just like that. Okay. It has to stay above this area here at 43.60. Okay. Look at it. All right. So just that simple. I told you that price will come back and test this area right here. This high volume area. It's an area of demand. All right. Well, let's mark that area as well. Okay. All right here. Area of demand. Did price not pull back to the tick? Yes, it did. I called it before it came there. Okay. So I'm telling you, this one strategy will completely change the way you view or how you day trade. I promise you. If you use it and know what you're doing with it. Okay. So As far as trades on the day, up 56 right now. No losses. Got it? No losses. Pure profit. Okay. So the gross on that's going to be well, I'm waiting on my performance. 625. All right. And then I gotta, yeah. Okay. So that's gonna be it today, guys. I hope you guys find some value in this. I know you guys are completely do. You're just trying to. A lot of you guys probably trying to learn like just the high probability areas, the best areas to trade from. And I guess I'm not gonna be, I'm not gonna say that. What I'll say is that I'm gonna continue doing things like this. I'm gonna continue making videos like this. If I have to reiterate and reiterate and reiterate over and over again to, you know, individuals understand completely how to do this, because one day I may not be on YouTube no more. I may not be able to do this anymore. I may not be able to continue making these videos anymore. I may venture off and do something else, because nobody wants to continue doing what they do for the rest of their life, right? So, but I want to be able to leave behind what I know and how I view the market and pass it along, pass it forward. So here's my strategy. I'll continue showing it day in, day out. I'll continue trading with it day in, day out. Continue doing what I can do to help the community. Those that are, really trying to learn the right way to trade. So please, guys, if you don't mind, if it's your first time watching one of the videos, guys, please sub to the channel. Those that have already subscribed to the channel, thank you, guys. I'll see you in the next video. If you're trading today, please be safe in the market. Or if you've already traded or you plan on trading this afternoon, be safe in the market, guys. Today's Friday. I'll see you on Monday morning. Take care.